Welcome back, everybody. This is still Political Hot Seat on Thursday night. It's still a live call-in show at 727-8750. This time we have a candidate running for county commissioner. Is there anything you have over there, Deanna?
Well, let me see. Are you going to say who it is? Or do I get to say it?
Well, you get to say it.
All right, I'm going to say it. It's Bill Dolan. He's running for Nye County Commissioner. Right now he's on the town board, and we told a little while ago that unfortunately the town board, the Supreme Court ruled that the town board can be abolished. Unfortunately, whatever side that you're on with that. But that the county commissioners will be taking over that duty. So if Bill Dolan is elected to county commissioner, you would just be changing positions there?
That would be correct, Deanna. And as you guys were notified, I was notified about 4:30 this afternoon that the Supreme Court came down and ruled in favor of Judge Lane in the county. And I have said from day one that, right now we are an elected town board form of government. And I've been dealt a set of cards to play, and I will play them for the residents to the best of my ability. If that changes with an election in November and places me on the county commission, I will have a new set of cards. If not, then I will have the set of cards dealt to me by the Supreme Court if I am asked to stay on in an advisory board member capacity.
You can call in and ask Bill Dolan questions at 727-8750. You can email me at deanna@kpvm.tv and I'll read them over the air. Let's ask Mr. Dolan. You guys have kind of been preparing a little bit for this transition, right?
Well, I know the county has been doing a transition plan. They even held a special meeting in St. George, Utah, away from the county, to come up with a plan for taking over the town when such time comes. Our staff, I feel, have been just waiting for the decision. I don't know if they have really moved towards a plan or not yet, but now is the time when staff will need to be directed by the 5 around the board for the town board to start looking at a transition and how things are going to remain. And hopefully there will be no employee loss. If there is employee loss, that comes with the vote of the people.
And so the town manager position may or may not be absorbed too as well, right?
Very, very correct, but it would become a county position if it was to remain. Personally, the upper management team, I think there would be some combination of duties, so to speak. Why would you have a town manager in a high salary position when you've got Pam Webster, who's the county manager, with Joni Easley, who is an assistant county manager? It wouldn't make sense to have a third one. We both have finance divisions. You have Susan Paparocki for the county and her team, and you have Michael Sullivan and his team at the town. So, will people be absorbed? Will people be replaced? Will people be laid off? That's yet to be determined. I can just hope and pray that our good employees from the town, the wonderful job they've been doing, are retained by the county, and the services that the town and the businesses in town have come to appreciate will continue.
And so let's talk a little bit about your campaign. You're campaigning for Nye County Commissioner. What district?
That would be District 5. It is the southeast portion of Pahrump.
Who now holds that position?
That would be Commissioner Schenhofen.
And so is there any other opponents that you have right now at this point?
There are, in the primary, there are 2 other opponents. Mr. Gudinski, who's been on this show, and Mr. Cottle. And then in the November election, there is a Democratic opponent and there is a independent American opponent as well.
We have a caller on the line who wants to ask Bill Dolan a question about the town board. And the caller is Ken. We're going to put you on the air here, Ken, in just a second. Ken, are you there?
I sure am.
All right, ask Bill Dolan.
Yes, Mr. Dolan, I was wondering if you know if when the county takes over the function of what was the former town board, if they have to follow things that have already been put into place, such as the airport I really think we had that shoved down our throat, and I would hope that maybe we could get that quashed under the county.
Very good question. To answer that, those type of projects will be at the sole discretion of the county commissioners and county staff. Under contracts, I understand, they can either completely wipe out a contract by simply saying we've gone from a municipality to a county, or they can abide by those contracts. Again, that will all come out in the transition period.
Thank you so much, Ken. So, Bill, do you have any questions there?
Yes, so the county commissioners, if you're elected commissioner, probably the first part of next year is going to be sitting around deciding on budgeting their contracts with basically everything as far as this town goes, wouldn't you think? Or, I mean,
Well,
there's quite a bit of money. I mean, how does it affect the fire department?
I don't feel it will affect the fire department that much. We have a 3-year contract with the IAFF union here in town. They negotiated in good faith. I am in hopes that that will be honored. There are different service contracts for, office supplies and things like that that may change. But yeah, it's going to be up to the county commissioner and the county commission as a whole, the 5 around the table, and Pam Webster and her staff.
How do you think this budget will be set up? Do you think it'll be set up like with the sheriffs? There'll be X amount of dollars to spend in the town of Pahrump? Or don't go over budget? I mean, one of those type of things.
The county already controls all the funds.
Right.
The town does not have separate bank accounts. When we write checks, the money comes out of all one big pot of money. We just ratified this. We'll have the second meeting on the 15th to finalize the town's budget. There are no new property taxes of any kind this year. The town board decided that and voted on that. The budget is fair. The departments have their funds set aside, and there is a very comfortable buffer, I like to refer to as, when we go into the new budget starting July 1st, and it will end the end of June in 2015. According to what we just approved, in the general fund, there'll be just a hair under $2 million sitting there. And in the enterprise fund, which is your ambulance service, there'll be just under $4 million sitting there. A little under $3.5 million sitting there. So it's a very comfortable line. I don't think they will play with that budget that much. It's going to take time. Transition doesn't happen overnight. As Ken was just referring to, yes, the Supreme Court ruled today, but under the Nevada revised statutes, we are still a town board form of government until the effective date, and I believe the court set that effective date as January 5th.
Right. Well, that's what I was going to say is you, as a commissioner, this is all going to be dumped on you after January. And I'll say you're the new commissioner. You're going to sit there and look at this and say, oh my God, aren't you? I mean, because you do have a town board today that handles a lot of it. You got a, town office with the secretaries, the town manager, and everybody treasurer and everything.
Correct.
So this is all going to be.
And the county will be absorbing, hopefully, all of that. I mean, we have building and grounds, we have the swimming pool, we have the cemetery, we have the administration building. We have an amazing, and I've said this publicly many times, Mr. Sullivan, who is our Chief Financial Officer, certified public accountant with government training. We don't agree on everything. And we shouldn't. There should always be give and take on both sides. That's called compromise. However, he is only one of 2 government-trained certified public officials that I know of that can squeeze a dime and have 50 cents fall out on the table. He's very good at what he does.
Well, that's what they're going to need because it's going to be kind of a big changeover for everybody. So
there's going to be a big change overall. The county is getting ready to ratify their budget, and it will be balanced. But seeing how they balance it every year for the last multiple years, the county has come up short every year. And I think that's because of poor planning and overspending. Back in 2008, the department heads in the town were instructed by then town manager Bill Kobarger, this is your pot of money. This is what's been set aside by the town board for you to spend. You don't spend more than what you have. If you want an extra toy or two or something for your office, and it's not in your budget and you can't absorb it in your budget, then you go out and you find the grant money or have a business buy it for you and donate it to the town.
Right.
Let's talk a little bit about that, because we're talking about the elimination of the town board form of government, but that doesn't mean the elimination of the town of Pahrump. But you were just speaking about Pahrump Valley Farm Rescue signing a 3-year contract. They're under the town board form of government. We have Nye County Emergency Services out there. You said that they'll be good for 3 years, but after that, they're going to have some kind of memorandum of understanding once again, right?
The town already has a memorandum of understanding with multiple jurisdictions, including Station 51 on the Hill. Mm-hmm. The size of our community, some people don't understand. Pahrump, with the population of 38,598 people, according to the last state demographic numbers, we are the largest rural community in the state of Nevada, in the 3rd largest county in the nation. You just can't replace a paid service fire department, an ambulance service, with a volunteer. We're running in excess, sometimes upwards of 800 calls a month between fire and rescue.
And the memorandum of understanding is right now Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue handles what's inside the town of Pahrump, and usually south end to Copa Turnoff and up to Spring Mountain. And then Nye County Emergency Services handles everything outside, usually Amargosa and Crystal area.
Right. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue Service handles everything in the boundaries of Pahrump. Everything else is mutual aid. Yeah. Either mutual aid to Nye County or to Amargosa or whoever calls us.
All right. Well, we're going to go to commercials right now. We will be right back after these messages, and we'll continue.
Thank you.
All right.